Welcome back. We're heading inside the war rooms of the presidential campaigns now for a strategy session. What's working? What isn't? Back with us, Rachel Maddow, John Harwood, Harold Ford Jr., and Joe Scarborough. First up, a brand new ad released today from the Clinton camp, airing in North Carolina, resurrects Clinton's attempt to have a conversation with voters.
Hi. If you're looking for a typical political commercial, switch the channel. This is an atypical election, and these are not typical times. The economy is reeling, and as I talk with people across North Carolina, I hear about the crushing cost of health care from Winston-Salem to Fayetteville. I hear stories about families going into debt to send their children to college. Military families from Fort Bragg tell me their deep concerns about how we're treating our veterans. Teachers and parents tell me that No Child Left Behind just isn't working. And everywhere, North Carolinians tell me the middle class is just getting slammed. I want to hear from you, because this election isn't about me. It is about you. So let's have a conversation.
We're talking again, John Harwood. You can hear this Clinton campaign recalibrating as she is trying to find a strategy for victory here. Will listening work?
Well, I'm not sure it's going to work all that well, but it's an appealing ad. It shows Hillary Clinton in a softer kind of light, in tandem with some of the things that Rachel was talking about she's doing with Jay Leno and Ellen DeGeneres. That's not a bad strategy for them to have at this point. The problem is she starts off by saying, if you want typical political talk, change the channel. Most people view Hillary Clinton as a typical politician.
Well, that's a rebranding strategy, Harold. I think a lot of people will be skeptical that she can pull that off at this point.
One of the reasons that Barack Obama has been so successful in this campaign is that he's achieved what Hillary's attempting to achieve in that ad.
Exactly.
Secondly, you have a state like North Carolina, and all of these states, Joe Scarborough and John, and I think a lot of people appreciate, particularly those who run for political office, these races are local. Tip O'Neill said it best, all of it is local. So when she mentions Winston-Salem and Fayetteville, she connects with voters in a different way than she would connect on a national show. It's a smart move, and she'll have to see if it pays off. Again, if she wins there in an uninspected place, a place where Barack enjoys a big lead, this will be a dynamic changer in this race.
Next up, let me just get up to next up. Don't ask Bill Clinton about his wife's one-time interest in serving her country, because he won't tell you the right answer. He said this to a crowd in Indiana yesterday.
I remember when we were young, right out of law school, she went down and tried to join the Army, and they said, your eyes are so bad, nobody will take you.
For Hillary Clinton, the actual truth is what she told a crowd of female veterans back in 1994, that she tried to join the Marines, not the Army. They told her she was too old, couldn't see, and was a woman, and suggested the Army instead. Joe Scarborough, I'm not so interested in whether he got it right, Army versus Marines. I'm interested in why they're bringing the topic up. It seems a little bit like the Bosnia story, that she feels like she's got to fill out this gap in her resume and make the argument, no, she's really a hawk. After all, she tried to join the service.
Yeah, it's a fascinating approach. I've got to say, that one doesn't ring true with most voters, I would guess, in the Democratic primary. I'm just scratching my head wondering why I haven't heard this before.
Well, we have heard it before, and you know, some reporters have looked into this, and what they concluded, David and Joe, was that there are some people at the time who felt Hillary Clinton wasn't actually trying to join, but more trying to smoke out the recruiter and see whether they were, what degree of sexism existed in the armed forces. So I do think this is dangerous territory for her to get on if she's trying to give the impression that she wanted to go be a soldier.
But Joe is right. We have not heard it from the campaign before. This has been reported before. And the fact that they're making a point of it seems rather odd. I want to move on. Finally, Barack Obama was asked at a campaign event if he would be tapping Al Gore for a spot in his cabinet. This is what he said.
I will make a commitment that Al Gore will be at the table and play a central part in us figuring out how we solve this problem. He's somebody that I talk to on a regular basis. I'm already consulting with him in terms of these issues. Look, climate change is real.
And Rachel, what he's talking about is a seat at the table to deal with climate change. Would Al Gore be in the cabinet to honcho this particular portfolio for Barack Obama? What interests me here, and the question here is, it's obvious there's a play for an endorsement from Gore. Is that really the endorsement that matters here?
No individual endorsement matters at all, really, in Democratic politics. But we have seen an important alignment of Democratic powers that be around the issue of these superdelegates deciding before Denver. And Barack Obama's campaign, I would not be surprised to think that they would think that would be to their advantage. So to have Howard Dean, Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid all lined up behind that. The missing links there are probably John Edwards and Al Gore in terms of everybody coming together around that sort of idea. Him allying himself with Gore, I'm guessing, has something to do with that goal.
All right,
nice
still to come,
between the suck up and the avoiding the unwise specific commitment there.